Hello, friends, family, and loved ones. Welcome to my first session of Biomag Academy of Spiritual Science. Rudolf Steiner, who I'm going to show you several quotes from, that spoke about the spiritual science resurrecting 100 years from when he spoke about it, and that was in the 1910s, 1915s, and this is what is coming up, and biomagnetism is one of the huge answers. In biomagnetism, I've learned over the past 2-3 years of intense studying is amazing, and everyone needs to and could and can learn this. And also muscle testing is critical as well, which facilitates the biomag healing. You can also use pendulums as well. So I want to go over today, I'm doing new energy work because we're dealing with mind, body, and spirit. All right, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. We're dealing with energy, but we don't understand energy. Very few of us understand energy, and even fewer of us understand what spiritual energy is. Yet when we speak to someone, we're not speaking to their body. We're speaking to their mind, but we're speaking to their spirit, and we're speaking to the soul. And so the energy soul, if the energy soul isn't balanced, the spirit isn't balanced, optimal health is never going to be achieved. So mind, body, and spirit. And so Dr. Garcia, Dr. Randolph Stone, Dr. Goyes have advanced greatly the healing with biomagnetic healing on the physical body and advance that to the emotional state. But I want to keep taking it to the next level, to the spiritual clearing, because we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. And if you can accept that precept, then the rest of this makes a lot of sense. So this is what I got in the mail a little while ago when I started thinking about healing, and I've been going to get some tuning forks, frequency healing using tuning forks from some friends. And I watched the way they did it, and there was some effect. It's very subtle, but I watched the methodology that was being used, and it was like, find the frequency, put it around the aura, set your intention, and listen and see if you hear anything. So I thought, well, that's okay, but it's just kind of like hit and miss, see what you find. It's up to the soul sessioner to be able to determine through their intuitive process what it is these frequencies need and where they need these frequencies and balance and things like that, and based on the response. So it's very, very intuitive. Well, I want to take this to another level. And this is, I got in the, let me show you this, that I got in the Amazon. And this is $85. And so this is this kit I was just showing you. And it's really cool. It's got all the different frequencies on it. And then labeled on them is the heart, the chakra, the sacrum. It tells you the different colors, and you notice the different lengths for the different frequencies. So you've got the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, soul purpose. And so this is the tools, the new tools I'm using in my tool belt of biomagnetic healing for spiritual clearing. So that's what we're going to be going over today. And you can get it at Amazon there as well. So I'm going to go through this session work, and let me just show you real quick here. So the way these work is, like if I take this one out, it says it's 136.10 hertz, and it's, look what I pick up, the heart chakra. So the heart chakra, and it says the name here on the top, and all you simply do, I wonder if this will pick it up. Can you hear that? Hear that? Can you feel that? And so every different frequency has a different tone to it. This one is 172.06 hertz, and this is the crown chakra. Which is at the top of your skull. Then let me play you the root chakra. So these are all tuned to the frequencies of our bodies. All our organs operate at frequency. All light is frozen light frequency. That's the root chakra. So these are pretty cool, and this is just a and then it's got a gonger here. If you want to do it that way, you can tap it on anything, but there's a little rubber mallet they use too, but it's a really cool kit. And so what I've been doing is I've been incorporating that now into my healing, mind, body, and spirit of Biomag healing, and taking the frequencies that we have and applying them. This up here. So let's just go through these slides and I'll talk you through the mechanics and the thought behind the energy healing with your intention, because it's really critical to set your intention as well. And also the process that I'm using to go through energy healing, and I'm finding some pretty good results here. So we're energetic beings having a physical experience. We have the ether, we have the astral plane. There's actually 9 different levels of energy through our auras and chakras and whatnot as well. So what this does is the frequency of medicine, our soul is composed of harmony. I don't like the word harmony. I'm trying to find a different word. The root of harmony is harm. We got to get rid of that. But there's no organ system in the body that's not affected by sound, music, and vibration. And so Rudolf Steiner turned me on to this, planted my seed in my head when I started getting into anthroposophic teaching spiritual science. And he said in 100 years that spiritual science would rise again. And now I'm seeing the fruition of what his prophecy was. And that's Biomag healing, energy healing. The aim of the 6th epoch of humanity will be to popularize esoteric truth in the widest circles. That is the mission of that epoch. A society which is united in spirit has the task of carrying this esoteric truth everywhere, right into life, and applying it practically. This is precisely what is lacking in our age. So he said that in 1907. If spiritual science is to do the same for the spirit that natural science has done for nature, it must investigate quite differently from the latter. It must find ways and means of penetrating into the sphere of the spiritual, a domain which cannot be perceived with outer physical senses nor apprehended with. So again, we're mind, body, and spirit. Spirit, mind, body. Mind, thinking, feeling, wisdom, love, will, and wisdom. So we're the trilateral 3 beings. And so when we're doing our healing session work, we should be looking on those 3 planes. And if you look at basics of the magnets have the law of attraction, where the opposites attract. You have the law of repulsion, where the same repulse each other. And then you have the toroidal field that goes through all the biomagnetism between the positive and the negative energy fields as the toroidal field, as we'll get into. So that's what we're dealing with here. So when you're dealing with your spirit soul, you're dealing in the intellectual, you're dealing in these areas here. So I kind of look at what areas before I start my sessions where I want to be focusing, or what my muscle testing says areas I should be focusing. And I just use my muscle testing all the time. And again, energy spirits flowing out through us. We'll get into the flow of energy here in a little bit. There's 2 types of spirits. Now, the ancient Egyptians called it Ka, okay, Merkaba. The Egyptians believed there were 2 spirit forces. The Ka was the life force or energy that every living thing possessed. And the Ka left your body when you died, but it could be sustained on its own through food and drink. That's why they bury the things they needed to contribute into their afterlife. So the spirit doesn't die, the physical body does. Ka, power, energy, spirit, life. All right, so that was their term for it. And here you see in their ancient drawings, they're doing hands-on energy healing. Well, what are we doing now? If you know of Dr. Bruce Rind, he's teaching how to do hands-off energy healing. He does it himself. He's a medical doctor using hands-off energy healing with great success. This is where we're heading. This is what Jesus did when he grabbed the heels of the apostles before he was crucified. Knowing he was going to be crucified, his last act was to heal people by doing the energy from their heels. Do you get it? And here in the Egyptian arts, you see the pictures of it. So the energy flows. So in Asia, they have a name for this subtle energy healing. It's called Qi, the Qi that flew from your body. So the Egyptians is Ka, Chinese, Japanese Qi. The Qi flows with the chakra bodies. And you notice the caduceus of the Western medicine, they get into it, but they don't really get into it. And what does a surging do? What is surgery? It's surge, it's power. What do they do when you're dying? They got to restart your heart at the last moment before they declare death. They use the paddles, the electric paddles. Well, it's magnetricity, folks. It's not electric. Electric is transferred. Magnetricity is created. Magnets create energy. Electricity transfers energy. Elohim, Bibel. El is the male principle. Magnet, magnanimous, Magdalena, magnificent, magical. That's the feminine divine. That's magnets. All right, so we have a tortured human body these days with all the 5G, all the crap they're throwing at us in the water, in the air, in the sky, in the food. We need to repair our bioenergy in our bodies. This is one of the goals of biomagnetic energy healing at the Biomag Academy of Spiritual Sciences. Does anybody know what this picture is? Please look at the bottom. What's on the bottom of the floor? It's a cell phone. These are the energy frequencies of a cell phone being emitted. And notice the colors: red at the bottom, yellow, green, blue. They're affecting our energy centers. Rudolf Steiner again. When spiritual knowledge is absorbed, healing forces are also absorbed. When spiritual science is an elixir of life, though it cannot be proved by argument, the proof will be seen when it's assimilated, then applied to life, and health follows. What are we seeing with Biomag healing? And this is the gentleman, the modern day gentleman that started it all, not Dr. Goyes, not Dr. Goyes, not Dr. Goyes. Dr. Randolph Stone, 1890 to 1981. He learned about energy healing and he wrote this fabulous book. It's available on PDF, Polarity Therapy. And again, you see the brain, the neuter, the respiratory, the digestive, and you see the flows of energy, the 5 radiating energy flows, the 5 radiating energy throws through the brain. And notice this chart when you apply it to the human body. And you see on the right side of the human body is the positive side. The flow flows into the crown and then out of the crown to the negative side, positive to negative. And most of our issues these days is our pH is way too acidic because we've been pushed out of balance. And that's why most of the placements we place in biomagnet system, black is on the right side of the body, is to push us back, pull us back into balance. Black is pulling, red is pushing. Red is the male, black is the female. Law of attraction, female. Law of creativity, male. So here's your positive side. So think about when you're doing it. You notice over here, you've got the positive on the left eyebrow and the negative. So it reverses, the polar field reverses, and you can see it here reversing here. So this is a chart I think about and look at on a regular basis when I'm doing my energy work. And again, you can go through this. And there's not just one flow of energy. We see the toroidal field energy. We see the matching energy and the repulsing energy. Again, just the same as the biomagnetic fields. And all these frequencies, all these energy fields have frequencies. So the thyroid, 62 to 68 megahertz, thymus, 65 to 68, ascending colon, 50 to 60. So what if we could apply energy tuning, healing forks to these frequencies? And that's what got me thinking. So these are the 7 sacred planets. These are the 7 sacred rays, the colors of the rainbow. They all have frequencies and they tie up with the 7 chakras in our body. Rudolf Steiner again. A real medicine can only exist when it penetrates into a knowledge which embraces the human being in respect of body, soul, and spirit. And here we see Carillion photography. Many of you know about this. All life is energy. Your hands and the food all has energy. You take a look and take these pictures in the food that exists today, you don't get these kind of energy fields. There's no energy in food anymore. And again, the prism effect. We are light beings and we should be shining our light in all these rays here. All right. This is what optimum health is about. And again, Dr. Garcia said, emotional issues cause 70, 80% of physical ailments. So dealing in the frequencies of emotions is another huge field we can get into. So when you're doing your emotional clearing and you find out that somebody has their heart's breaking or they feel fear, you can set the frequencies, as I'll show you, for the tones to activate that, and then find what parts of the body to activate those frequencies. And voila, we're dialing it in. So here's the energy frequencies that we talk about, or not the frequencies, but the energy emotions. So cosmic energy is the ego, let the E go. Insight, illusion, Maya's illusion ended in 2012, according to Maya's. Truth and lies, what are we dealing with today? Ahriman. Ahriman is the material energy. Luciferian is the emotional energy. And so when you're dealing with these energies, I ask, is it harmonic or is it Luciferian? When I get Luciferian, I know it's emotional, and then I'll go through my emotional clearing protocols. So if, again, look at the truth and lies. Where is it? In the throat chakra, how you speak. Love and grief, willpower and shame, pleasure and guilt. So when you see somebody has something to deal with some emotional issues, you can just bring this up here and I'll show you the toning frequencies to use. And again, the way the tuning forks work and the energy auras, the auras go out 7 to 12 feet of our energy fields. And some people can see energy fields. Some people can see the auras of other people. When I was very deep into my meditations and doing a lot of yoga, I could see people's energy fields, the white light. And when I went to a funeral one time, my buddy was speaking, I saw this green aura around him. I didn't know the colors, what they were. And I said, what is the green chakra? Go, oh, that's your love chakra. And he was just pouring out his love at the funeral. I said, oh, there it is. It's subtle, but it's there. So these are the frequencies we're influencing and trying to bring into balance. Everything's bringing us back into homeostasis, back into balance. And then we've got layers. Here's 12 layers. And so you can do the tuning forks and just go through here and muscle test. Does this person need a 12th placement, a 11th placement? And you can see it. Does it need on this side, on this side? Are we dealing with the astral plane, the etheric temple, the celestial body, the etheric body? You can really dial into exactly what energy field you wish to apply your sound healing to. This is a really cool chart. I do this when I really want to get at someone's, dealing with the soul spirit. This is where I'm going with this chart right here. I'm finding what layers are, and I want to know what layers of energy I'm focusing on with my tuning forks here. And again, frequency, energy, frequency, vibration. Brain frequency 72 to 90. So here again, you can apply the frequencies to these different issues, and you can see the foods have different frequencies. Anybody know what this is? It's on the cover of my book. This is the seed of life. This is also a picture of a magnet. Seed of life and a magnet. Same energy. And here's the different protocols of the different energy fields of the magnets. So you have a visualization of what you're dealing with. Notice the seed of life, one circular in rhythm, and then one in opposition. And then this is the magnetism dealing with the heart valve and how things move around. And you can this is what we're dealing with, the energy flows of the body. And Ken Wheeler, if you want to get into magnetism, get into Ken Wheeler. Again, we're dealing with the elements, the Chinese, how they deal with the element principles, the 5 elements. And again, you can go through the elements as well and ask, are we dealing with an energy that's dealing with water? All right, what is water? It's emotions. Air, that's the mind. And fire, that's passion. So when you're dealing with emotions, you can ask what energy fields you should be dealing with when you're focusing. And again, you can see the bad juju when person who's sick in the energy fields. It'd be fun to have some Carillion photography to do this with when you start before and after and see if their auras lights had changed. Here's another thing really important to understand for biomagnetic healers. The magnetics in the brain, there's 5 million magnetite crystals per gram of brain cell, per gram. 100 million magnetite crystals per gram of cerebral cortex. You want to ask why this stuff works? Because we're basically magnetic beings. And here's a picture of a cell. I think this was with a 400 times microspectrometer microscope. Look at the buckyball right here. I mean, I look at this thing and I just see life all over the place. And you could see a city. I mean, this could be the same as a city type of thing. But this is the picture of the cell. And this is our target area. And when they're talking about the mRNA, so we got our DNA, our seed of life, and then the operating instructions are the mRNA, which were replicated after the seed of life was created. And this is what the energy healers go to when they set their intention to heal. We're going to the operating instructions to find out what that organ, what that part of the body, whatever it is healthy. What does it look like? And this is what the you-know-whats are doing to the mRNA. They're altering that. So we're going to have just cognitive dissonance and able to heal ourselves. So again, healthy cells, what do they look like? A balance and imbalance. Disease cells, chaos. Conditioned magnetic field therapy tries to bring about balance. All about the balance. Now here's a heart attack and stroke with blood cells before biomagnetism. And then with 2.5 hours of healing work, session work, I don't like to use the word therapy because the root word of therapy is the rapist, therapist, the rapist. Patient, I'm not being patient, I'm applying, I'm not practicing, I'm doing. Before you heal someone, ask them if they're willing to give up things that made them sick. I just found that out the other day with someone I've been working with for quite some time. They'd get better, get worse. They didn't want to get better. They liked the attention. Found that out afterwards. Again, we're frequency beings having a physical experience. And when we're frequency beings, we're emanating and we're ingesting. So when the flow is blocked, and I love this image here, and I watch it just to see the flow of energy. And you notice the heart chakra, notice the crown chakras, notice the third eye, notice the root chakra is stable at the bottom. I mean, this is an awesome video. And look at how far the heart chakra goes out. It emanates all around. So this is a good visual to give you a good idea of how these systems were working with these energy fields. And think about if these energy fields all get all kind of whacked out and stuff and can't flow. So when we unblock these energy fields and bring them back into homeostasis, a balanced state, they're able to flow. So you understand conceptually what we're trying to do here. Again, Kirlian photography. Green is love, yellow, all these different energy fields of people. Also, we're connecting to Earth again. Earth's magnetic wave, magnetic frequency is the same as the heart rhythms and the brain waves. That's why they put rubber under our shoes with the Rubber Soul album of the Beatles to disconnect us from Earth consciousness. True that. All right, so let's get into the healing work. Let's get into how we can use energy healing. All right, so I'm going to take the crown of the head and I'm going to go down through on a muscle test and find out where the chakra energies would like some tuning. And I also do this on a regular basis. I set my intention, and on my mannequin, I have these placements of these chakra placements. And so you can see these placements, black is pulling, red is pushing the crown chakras, third eye, throat chakras. And then down here, we twist it and it's turboing the other way at the solar plexus. So it's all energy fields pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. Then it twists and it turns and then it twists again. This is the same as the water using to get the energetic water created with biomagnetism as well, the same principles. All right, so you can use this chakra placement, set your intention and do it that way as well, set it. So again, we're dealing with flow. We want to see flow that is flow that flows in rhythm, in pattern, and predictability. And so let's get started. So this is what I do when I start a session. And this is my baseline for what I do. So I'm going to assume that most of you know about muscle testing. If you don't, in the videos in my Biomag website, biomaghealer.org website, look under muscle testing because muscle testing is critical. And I'm just going to go through the muscle testing now. So what I do when I start with someone is I start, and whatever session I'm doing, whether I'm doing a initial session work, the Dr. Garcia's protocols, when I'm doing the next session work, where I'm really drilling down and getting into the issues, or whether I'm doing the next session work, which is dealing with emotions and spirit, and now with the chakra clearing is another session work. I always want to know what their pH is to begin. So I simply muscle test it. Connect me to so-and-so is how I start. And I get my muscle testing ready. And I say, is this person's pH above 6.0? Yes. Above 6.5? Yes. Above 6.8? pH 6.8? No. Is it above 6.5? Yes. Above 6.6? Yes. Above 6.7? No. So 6.6, 6.6, 6.1, 6.6, 6.2, 6.6, 6.3. This person's 6.63. So I'm starting the session with this person I'm intending. I'm not going to say the name at 6.63. Okay, and I'm writing that down so I'll remember. So I'm starting the session work at 6.63. And again, we were trying to bring ourselves back to an alkaline state when you're working with your souls. Please get them to, if they need to change diet, if they need to beef up their alkaline, whatever it may be, this is a good chart to help them with eating healthier because they need to take action. We can't just say, okay, you're all better, go, and they go out and do the same thing over again. They need to take action after you've done all this work to help them get better. They need to do the changes as well. It needs to be a participant healing sport here. All right, so Merkaba, transport to higher realms, calibrate more light and astral travel, connecting closer to source. And this is why magnets work, the yin and the yang principle. It's just all interconnected and interrelated. So again, we have love as a short wavelength, which activates many more antennas and reconnects with us all. Fear is a long, slow wavelength and activates a very few of our DNA antennas to connect us with the cosmos. What are they promoting today? The ancients all used energy healing. This is a dorja. They can connect to the source and create all the energy they wanted back then. That's how they built the pyramids and everything. Again, so here we're going to go through these charts. And so now when I muscle test, I'm going to go through now and thinking my intention of my person I'm working with. We'll call him GG. And GG I've been working with for a while, dear friend, and just had surgery. Had a lump that needed to be removed. Unfortunately, had to get shot to stay at work. And has had some tough times growing up with initially with the swine flu, got affected early. And so there's been a lot of stuff. So we've been clearing, and now I want to do some emotional clearing. So now what I'm going to do is setting my intention with this person. And here I've got my tuning forks ready to go. I'm just going to ask and go through the field and ask, does this person need this placement right now? So this is coming up here. Okay, and so here we see that these different areas may need some placements. And again, we're dealing with the mind, body, and spirit. So negative and positive emotions, and we're dealing with these energy fields. And so I want to get to the frequency chart here. So you can go through any one of these. We're trying to bring the blood back. I'll get to that in a minute. But let me get back to the frequency levels. All right, so here is spine frequencies. This is a really cool chart. And if you notice at the bottom in the red, it's the 432 frequency, the solfeggio scale healing frequencies. And also when I'm doing my healing work, I put on the solfeggio scale healing frequency tones because I'm really setting my intention to heal and help this person. All right, so GG, I'm asking now, muscle testing, is there any frequencies on this chart that can help this person today? Yes. Make sure you say today because it can help them, but could be in a week, 2 weeks, a month from now. You want to do it today. Can I apply any healing frequencies to help this person today? I'm focusing on yes. All right. Can you show me the first one, please? Yes. So all I do is I just scan the left side. Is it in the C column and in the T's? Yes. T1 vertebrae, T2, T3, T4. T4, you'd like a placement for GG? Yes. Okay. So are we focusing on the gallbladder? No, we're focusing on the common duct. All right. And then on the symptoms, does you have gallbladder conditions, jaundice, shingles? No, something else. So if you don't find a yes, I say is it something else to get a yes. So gallbladder, I'm getting a yes on. You want the frequency at 171.44. Yes. So then I'm going to find, I can do it a couple different ways. I can ask what frequency is that? And the tuning fork is at 172.06, and it's the crown chakra. Okay, so now I'm going to ask what part of the body would you like this tuning fork on? And sometimes it's just the whole body, the front, the back, top of the head, whatever. So would you like, I'm asking the question to the spirits, muscle testing. Would you like a placement for the gallbladder? Yes. Would you like it over the gallbladder? No. Would you like it over the crown chakra? Yes. So when I found that this was the crown chakra frequency and the gallbladder was the issue, I'm asking where I would like the placement to be with the tuning fork once I activate it, and it said on the crown chakra. So then I simply will take Maggie here. Okay. And the crown chakra is right at top, right there. All right. So where's my little rubber guy? Here it is. All right. There's the heart chakra frequency. I'm setting my intention for GG. And then I ask, how long would you like this frequency? More than 10 seconds? Yes. More than 15? Yes. More than 20? Yes. 25, 20, 20 seconds. Okay. So I'm just going to move these frequencies. You want it just to stay here? Yes. So even while I'm activating this, all right, these frequencies are being activated towards my intended soul I'm trying to help here. Okay. Now, down the question tree we go. Is there another placement for that needs for the gallbladder? Yes. Would you like the same frequency? Yes. Would you like it over the gallbladder now? Yes. So at first the crown chakra, it's the crown frequency, and now the next one is going to be over the going over the gallbladder. So now I'm just setting the intention. I've got my mannequin. Come here, Maggie. Right here behind me. You could do it to your body with your intention of doing it to the other person. In fact, I'm going to do that as well. So instead of using the mannequin, I can use myself and just put the, and this will help me too. Put the crown chakra, put it over my gallbladder with my intention to help my buddy. And I say, can it help me as well? Yes. Would you please activate that as well? You can activate this for groups. You can activate this for your pets. Just ask the question, will this help them? If you get a yes, just set your intention and activate it. How long? So I'm getting 20 seconds on all the placements today. I asked, should all the placements be the same time frame? Yes. Sometimes it's 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Some person I got for longer time. So you ask how long for each one you should do. And then when you're finished, is there any more placements I need to put for the gallbladder for this person? And the answer came back, yes. Do you want the same chakra healing tuning fork? No. So now I'm going to go back to my tuning forks and simply muscle test. There's another way you can do it. I'm just going to show you different ways, and you can, everybody does this differently, so they can find their own way. So dealing with the gallbladder, dealing with the T3 vertebrae, dealing with the energy fields, frequencies. We just did the crown chakra. Is there another placement for the tuning forks we could use? Yes. All right, looking from right to left, I'm just going to scan, and it comes up this one. So I said, does this person need this placement, this place? And I got a yes when I was just scanning with my eyes. And so then I got the yes, and this is the sacral. All right, this is the sacrum, body, lower your back, 210. All right, so 210.42 on the hertz. All right, so now if I want to see where that is on the chart, let me go back to the chart here. And the 210 frequency they're not in line. I mean, the frequencies vary too. So, and right around his T11, right around his sacrum, it's T203 to 228, the T11, 212. And then I'll ask the question, do you want me to do, well, first I ask, okay, is it T11? No, it's T12. You want this sacral frequency of 210.42 hertz? Yes. Would you like it applied on the T12? Yes. Are we dealing with small intestines? No. Lymph circulation? Yes. He's had heart issues for a while, so this makes sense. Rheumatism? No. Gas pains? No. Certain types of sterility? No. Small intestines? No. Lymph circulation? Yes. All right. So I'm going to apply. Do you want it applied on the spine? Yes. All right. So on the T12, my intention for my buddy GG, I don't know if you can hear that or not on there. We'll see if it records. But now all I'm doing is setting my intention for the T12 vertebrae and putting it over that area for 20 seconds with my intention to help my buddy. And so this is dealing with his gallbladder issues. Gallbladder, emotionally wise, is also really high on trauma. And who isn't experiencing trauma these days with all that's going on? So this is another good one. All right, when you're finished, you ask, am I done? You say yes. Okay, now, is there any more placements regarding the gallbladder I need to help with today? No. All right, is there any more frequencies we can help him with today? Yes. All right, so show me the next frequency to help my buddy with. Is it in the C1s, T1s? No, in the L1, L1, L2, L3. L3, yes. Sex organs, no. Uterus, no. Bladder, yes. Well, that makes sense because he just had a hernia, and I found a lot of antibiotics I had to clear out of him. So bladder, would you like a frequency over the bladder? Yes. You want it in the front? Yes. Can you show me which one you want? And I'm just going to search with my eyes until I get a yes. You don't even need to touch them. So now I'm getting this one again. Not again, but this is another one. This is the 141.27 hertz, and it's the throat chakra here. Okay, so the throat chakra, and we're dealing with the sacrum before, and now I want to know where to do this placement on, right? So now I go back to the chart. Whoops. All right, and see where I want to place this. You want it, is this dealing with the T11 as well? Yes, kidneys, yes. Okay, so I want to do it on the kidneys, and I want to do it at the T12 area, and I want to do it, you want it at 220, 228? Yes, okay. Will this fork do it? Yes. So now I'm going to, 20 seconds. I don't know if you can hear the difference here or not. Over the bladder. And I'm just holding it just around, and you can move it around. It's an energy field. It doesn't have to be exact. Magnets are more specific in placements and tension, but our intention is setting the energy fields. All right. And we're dealing with the kidneys now. And you can also ask, doing this too, do I need to put magnets? And I just got a little voice in my head. Yeah, throw some magnets on there too. Never hurts to throw magnets on the bladder. Of course, you need to know you want positive or negative, black or red. It wants red. So now it wants red, and I can almost tell you where it wants the black. Black, they want me to put it on the gallbladder. So we're combining spiritual science with biomagnetic healing with tuning forks in our intention. All right. So is there any more placements for the bladder? Yes. I get it. Or no. Are we finished with the bladder placement? Yes. Is there another spine frequency we can use for GG? Yes. Am I still connected to GG? Also, when you take a break of stuff, reconnect back to your source. Ask again, am I connected to so-and-so, the person you're intending to help? All right, so next to the Brian's frequencies, connect me to GG. Is there anything? Yes. In the C's, yes. C1, C2, C3. And again, it's like peeling an onion. You may have gone through something one time and it didn't come up, but then when you do some placements, it clears the way for some other things to come up. So that's why you have to go back to things sometimes. All right, C1, C2, C3, yes. C3 in the neck, 161.82 hertz. Cheeks, outer ear, face bones, teeth, yes. Trigeminal nerve, yes. Neuralgia, no. Neuritis, yes. Acne or pimples, no. Neuritis, nerves. Yeah, and he's had some issues in his teeth as well. So this makes total sense. All right, so now we're going to do the placement. And instead of me looking for that frequency to say, okay, I'm going to use that frequency of the chakras to activate it, I'm asking what frequency should we use? Okay, so I'm not doing it by, okay, this is the frequency that matches up with the spinal cord frequencies. I'm doing what frequency is asked for. I'm not telling it what it needs. I'm asking the body what it needs. Big difference. Subtle, but big difference. Okay, so now we're doing C3, and we want to help with the teeth and the nerves. And so can you show me what tuning fork? Is there more than one tuning fork? No, just one. And can you show me which one to use? Okay, so this one they pick. Now, notice that we're at the top of the neck here. And this one they're asking for is the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is one of the 3 computers in our body that you know, do you ever think about make your heart beat? Do you ever think about to make your blood flow? The solar plexus is the processing center for all that. All right, so this is the longest one. And the longer it is, the slower the waves are. Remember, we talked about the slower the waves, the more the fear. And so we're putting this up in the back of the neck. He was in a car accident where he got rear-ended at 40 miles an hour, was stopped at a parking light 2-3 years ago. And this placement is right where that happened, where he got that whiplash from it. So it's very interesting with the solar plexus. We're going to be doing this placement. All right. So do you want the placement now? Connect me to Gigi. Do you want this placement here on the C3? Yes. Would you like it over the C3? Yes. So this is actually asking me to activate the placement. And again, this is 126 hertz. And the C3 is 161. Now, I don't know if you can feel or get how low this vibration is. Very low. So now I'm just holding it for 15-20 seconds with my intention to help GG. And then another thing I do also is when I finish with the 20 seconds, I'll ask, does it need to have any more placements around the body? This tuning fork doesn't need any energy work elsewhere. And I didn't do that the other ones. I'll go back and do that. And I can do that at the end as well. All right. So the question becomes now after 20 seconds, does it need an additional placement with it? Would you like additional placement with this fork? And the answer came back, yes. Do we want it in the head, the neck, the thorax, the abdomen, the pelvis? Yes. All right, where in the pelvis? You want it in the testicles? Yes. You want a left testicle? Yes. That's where a lot of toxicity lies in the males, is in the left testicle. All right, so I got the tuning fork. I got the left testicle. I'm going to be putting the fork over the left testicle. Very, very low humming. Very bass. Biomagnetic Academy of Spiritual Science, base, the base root of healing. All right, so now we finished. Are there additional spine frequencies? Yes. All right, so anything in the C's, the T's, the L's, L1, L2, L3. L3 again, you want another one over the bladder. You want the same one over the bladder. So the same frequency for the solar plexus, the slowest wave, the longest frequency. There's 3 different applications it's asking for. So now I'm doing 20 seconds over the bladder. And again, by doing the pH testing, we can see for ourselves, even though people say, oh, I don't really didn't feel too much. You may get, some healing repair down at the base cellular level, and you won't see it on the outside for a while. It may come out later. That's what I find happens too in some of this work, is not right immediate results, but long-term results. That's what we're looking for, long-term optimal health. And as Dr. Garcia said in the pH, if the pH is between 7 to 7.3, closer to 7.3, between an alkaline and acidic state, it's optimal health and pathogens can't live. That's our goal. All right, so connected back to GG, any more spine frequencies? Yes. All right, do you want the same sacral solar plexus? No. Another one? Yes. Do you want this? Can you tell me which one? Do you want it on the C1, C2, T1, L1? No, somewhere else. Okay. So we're finished with the spine frequencies. All right. And then you can also, if you're really want to get into the spine, which is the base, which holds us up, which makes us stand up, our spine. Anybody got a spine? And then guts is the first organ ever created. That's why you got guts. That's anybody got guts. So guts and spine are really critical if you want to really heal people for the big long term. Not just short, getting better, I feel better now, but when the reoccurring and then also repeated scanning because we keep getting hit. All right, so this is another way you can do scanning. You can do the tuning forks. And I'm asking the question, should I do any tuning fork scanning for here? No, because I already covered it. But I can also scan if I want to do biomag for people too. I'll scan this chart and I'll say, do they need any magnets placed on C1, T1, L1? For my buddy GG, yeah, you want L1, L2, L3. You want a placement for him? Yes. Is this placement needed in his intestine, for his buttocks, his groin, his reproductive organs? Yes. Colon, thighs, knees, legs, feet. So I'm muscle testing when I'm asking this. So reproductive, yes. Constipation, colitis, diarrhea, yes. Gas pain, bladder problems, yes. So the L3 placement I'm doing right now with magnets, I'm asking, should I put on the L3? Yes. Do you want black on top? You want it vertical, horizontal? You want it horizontal, you want black on top, red on bottom? You want additional pairs? Yes. You want one additional? No, you want 2 additional. So I'm doing L3, right? and I'm doing triple power. So L3 triple power, and you want black there? Yes. So now you got to know where the red goes. And I already asked, and it's a vertical placement. So then I'm just taking the red magnets and putting it right below it vertically on the spine. And then I asked, do you like those placements? Yes. All right. So this was towards the intention. All right. And then here's another way we can scan. So this is another way I scan for frequencies, because we're dealing with the organs of the body, and we're organic beings. So again, I've got my tuning forks in front of me. Is there any placements for spiritual energy clearing I can help my buddy GG with today? Yes. On this chart, yes. All right, and you can divide it up to shorten your time frame. And what I do is there more than one? Yes. It's the first one I'm looking for at the top half of the page. No, in the bottom half. Is it below lungs? Yes. And then I'll just scan through and see gallbladder. Came up gallbladder again. Interesting. So you can see this is connected to the spine. See all these energy fields, nerves, energy connected to the spine. So it's apples and apples, right? So now we want a gallbladder. And you want another frequency on the gallbladder? Yes. You want it on the front? No, you want it on the back. So you ask it's the front of the back, because the gallbladder usually do the front placements, but this is asking for a placement on the back. So should I look at the spine placements? No, just but on the back side of the gallbladder. But I want to identify where it is I want to do the placement on the back side. So I can just hold up where I want to do the field and ask, you want it here, 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 or I could go back to the spine chart and say, do you want it along the same horizontal axis, C1, T1, T3, T5, T7, T7. So along the T7 vertebrae axis is now where I'm going to ask where you want the placement, on the left side of the back or the right side. So behind the gallbladder, and then I'm going to ask which tuning fork as I'm looking at them. And I got the crown chakra one came up. So now on the back side of the gallbladder, and you can say, is this correct? Am I doing this correct? Do you need more time? Do you need more placement? Does it need another frequency? Should I move this frequency any other places on the body? I mean, in the answer lies the question. All right. And then sometimes intuitively, I'm just taking this chakra here, which is the heart chakra, and I'm just moving it all up and down his body. I'm giving a lot of heart, a lot of love. And I'm using Maggie here, or you can use yourself as a proxy. Using yourself, it helps you too. So just move the love chakra all the way around your body. Okay. So then you can go through the organs. Do you like that placement? Yes. Is there any more frequencies? Yes. We need to do for my buddy? Yes. In the top half? Yes. Eye, lacrymal, membrane, gland, aorta. Okay, the heart. He's had some heart fibrillations and stuff. So this is dealing with his heart issues. And everybody's chronic. Everybody's had stuff they've had and they always talk about the nearest thing in their minds, but a lot of times there's things that have happened way in the past which are causing current events. So that's why it takes longer sometimes. All right. So now I'm dealing with the aorta. Reconnect me to GG. Yes. Can I do clearing frequencies to help him? Yes. Can you show me which frequency to start with? Okay. And boom, that came up right away. And this is the root chakra. It's 194.18. So the root chakra is going over his heart at the aorta valve. I don't know if you remember me showing you that picture of the aorta, the heart with all the flowing energies. So now I'm just moving the root chakra around 20 seconds. I don't know if you can hear the sound. And you can say, am I done? Is there more frequencies? Yes. So it's asking for more frequencies for him. Another organ, yes. Top half of the page, yes. And I'm getting the subinguinal gland, which is right at his neckline. You want it on the vertebrae? Yes. So it wants it on the backside, and it wants it on the C1, C2, C3. You want a C3, and then what color, chakra, frequency? Show me. You want that one? Okay. It's for GG. Yes. All right. So this is interesting. So this is right around the throat chakra, and it's asking for the third eye frequency. And you want it on the T3. Yes. So at the back of the throat, I'm doing the third eye, which is right below the third eye of the cerebellum, right above that. So again, 20 seconds. Here's the sound. Attention is towards my friend. Okay. So that is how I'd go through a session, and I'm going to follow up here in a little bit, but just to give you an idea how all this goes through. And again, there's so many ways we can do this. Here's another way, which I just started doing, is all you have to do is just focus your intention. So let me see if there's anything else. Yes. So is there anything else on this page I can help my friend with? So you can just look at the page. Is there anything here I can help them with? If you get a yes, then dive in. All right. So then you can divide it up. Is it in the top half? Yes. Is it on the right half? No. On the left half? Yes. We deal with number 7, number 6, number 5. There's the throat chakra again, blue. And then I'm asking, where do you want frequency? Do you want magnets? No, you want frequency. You want frequency healing on number 5? Yes. Okay. And for my buddy GG? Yes. All right. So am I dealing with the throat? Yes. Is it dealing with healing? Yes. Creativity, speech and expression. So I'm going through the physical anatomy, seeing if anything comes up, and I'm getting a yes over here, emotional, into this emotional connections right here. And so I'm just scanning, is it dealing with feelings, openness, ideas, healing, nature, life force, creativity, and communication. So healing, nature, creativity, life force with this frequency help. Okay, and then you can also do the astrology, you can do the food, you can do it all through the air, the water. I mean, all these are different ways to scan and just ask, does this person need a placement for this issue? So does the person need a placement for the healing nature, for creativity? No, for communication. You see it's in capital letters. So what frequency would you like for communication? Would you like the throat chakra? No. Okay. Because that to me would be the most obvious, right? So then I'm just looking at the colors, and this one I looked at just came up right away. And this is the shortest one. And this is soul purpose. All right. So he's a very spiritual person, and soul purpose. You can hear that soul purpose. Where would you like the placement? Would you like it on the throat? Yes. In the front? Yes. So I'm just setting my intention. I'm putting the fork over the throat and setting my intention to help. For 20 seconds. So again, there's so many ways you can scan. And then here's one more way. This is the Kabbalah. If anybody's gotten into Kabbalah, the ancient teachings of ancient Hebrew. And it's also the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. And so again, you can scan the different energy centers of someone using this chart here as well, and doing chakras, crown jewels this way. This is person needing placements for these energy centers. And you notice the colors. I mean, you can go by scanning by colors, you can scan by area, you can scan by tone. There's just so many ways to go about it. And we're just at the very beginning of learning how to heal through spiritual science. So hopefully that's helped you. I think I missed that screen. With getting an idea of what you can do. And then again, here's one last thing, and I'll close on this. Angels are here to help us. And I've connected with these angels through this, not work, but love of healing. And I've asked which angels are working with me. And you can ask the same. And Metatron is my healing angel. He was a former earthling turned angel. And so I'm asking, are you the one that's helping me and guiding me? Yes. Gabriel. Gabriel is the trumpeter. Gabriel's with me. Michael is with me. He's the warrior. And then Raphael is with me as well. Raphael is the healer, the overall healer. Here's Raphael in the throat chakra. So I can ask any of these angels too. Can any of these angels help my buddy Gigi? Yes. Can you please activate these angels and ask them to guide over and help them as well? So there's just many, many ways we can work on healing people. And here again, folks, this is the war. We now have a definitive line between us and them. And those that have gotten tainted, their blood will never be the same. I can't say never, but magnetism can help. I'd love to take one of those tainted ones and see if we can put magnets on and change it. But as you can see from the slide I showed you earlier, the untainted ones, what a healthy one looks like after it's been treated with Biomag healing. So this is energy healing, spiritual science. This is where we're heading. Everybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Everybody can learn it. Everybody should learn it. And again, so let's finish up here in my session work. This is how I end my session work, is I ask, okay, connect me to GG. Is the pH above 6.5? Yes. Above 6.8? Yes. Above 7.0? Now. Above 6.8? Yes. 6.8? Above 6.9? No. 6.8? 6.81? 6.82? 6.83? 6.83 is what I'm getting a pH now, and you guys can confirm. GG 6.83, does that confirm with you? Muscle testing. But before I got was 6.63. So we moved the sticks and the pH 0.2, which is pretty good, I think, using this energy healing. And again, we're dealing with spirit, so the physical proof will come through the healing, not through, oh, take a pill, you feel better, kind of thing. So that's the spiritual science of healing. You can go on Amazon, get one of these bad boys. It's another one for our quiver for ultimate healing, that we can self-heal. Nobody wants to go to the doctors anymore. Nobody wants to go to the hospitals anymore. Everybody's afraid. And so we can learn to self-heal, and we can learn to heal each other, and we can learn to heal the world. And if everybody learns to muscle test, no more lies. No one can ever lie to you again, because you can always test to see if they're lying to you. So this is the wonderful kit. I'll put some of the notes. I'll put the albums, if you want the album of all the frequencies that I put together in a Google album, just send me an email and I'll send those to you. But please, folks, take this and see and report and learn. Biomag Academy Healing is all about advancing the art of healing using energy, frequency, and vibration, and your intention. Peace and love.